Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. If you're new here, I'm Taylor and I work on a dairy farm in Maine, and I just do videos all about dairy farm life. So if you guys do enjoy that kind of thing, please don't forget to like and subscribe because we'd love to have you join us and it does help us out a lot. So getting right into it today, it's kind of a sad and depressing day. So you guys remember in the last video, if you watched the last video, that we were doing some hay and we were hoping to get it before it rained because we were supposed to have 2 nice days. As you guys can see, we did not. So Friday was when we mowed, and that day was gorgeous. It was just beautiful. Perfect day for making hay, especially if we're going to leave it in the rows like we were to make sure that it contained that moisture for the baleage, or haylage, whatever you want to call it. The next day, however, Saturday, there was about a 20% chance of a pop-up thunderstorm here and there. They almost never hit us, so we weren't really worried about it. We also kept a really close eye on the radar, and nothing. They were very wrong, however, and it did end up raining Saturday morning from about 5 o'clock until about 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and it just poured. So, completely ruined our chances of getting this hay, and then it also rained the next day. And it's just awful. I think we got, like, in total, somebody said that they thought we got around 4.5 inches. So it was just a complete mess. So this is what we're left with. Brent did tether out this first strip and the second strip. The third strip was too wet yesterday to tether. So I'm going to be tethering all 3 of them again. And as you can see, it's not sunny, but tomorrow is supposed to be nice. So we're going to try to salvage this for some mulch dry hay, just so we have some mulch hay to sell some people. If we end up having to feed it because there's a hay shortage, then we will, because it's not absolutely terrible. It's still green underneath. It's not awful, but it's pretty bad. So it's either going to be mulch hay or just desperation feed hay. So we did bale this part right here, this little square piece that I did, just for green feed. You can see they're pretty sad looking bales. We've just been throwing those outside for the girls so they have something to munch on so they don't have to go down to pasture. I think we got about 10 out of this whole area here. So we brought the baler up and did that real quick yesterday. So anyway, I'm gonna get on the Kubota and we're gonna tether all 3 of those strips and see if we can get some sun tomorrow to salvage what's left of the hay here. It's, like I said, it's gonna be really, really bad stuff, but I guess it's better than nothing. We can either feed it to the heifers and the bulls out back, or, you know, sell it for mulch hay or something, but we can still use it, so it's not the worst thing that's ever happened. But we are definitely being more cautious now. I don't think we're gonna be mowing until I believe for us, Sunday is supposed to be the first good day, and then it's supposed to be good for about 5 days after that. So we're probably going to start doing some more dry hay then, because they're for sure going to have the weather. At least that's what they're saying right now. But who knows, because they didn't see that other storm coming either. So it's done, it's over, something we have to deal with now. So let's get right into it. Let's tether that. It's not going to take us probably more than a half hour. Tethering does go pretty quick because we do have a Vicon tether that folds out to 19 feet, which isn't very big nowadays, but it does do like 2 of our mowing rows, so that makes it a lot quicker. So we'll get that done, and then when we head back to the farm, there were a few things that we've been working on today that I did want to show you guys and just update you on. And also, I think the milk inspector did come, so we'll see what kind of score we got. Hopefully a good one. I do know that something that they don't like is we haven't cleaned off the barn pipeline yet. The outside of the pipeline gets pretty dirty this time of year around July, just because of the flies. They'll sit on it and crap on it, and also the birds will crap on it, so the outside of the pipeline gets rather dirty. I haven't gotten a chance to clean that off yet, so I'm sure she's going to take off points for that because they do not like that, and I don't blame them because it does look pretty nasty. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with milk quality or anything, but it does look gross. So I actually brought some rags this morning, ironically, that I was going to start cleaning it off with, but we got busy doing some other stuff, so I never got to get a start on it. But anyway, we'll see what that says, so let's get going. Seems like lately I've been doing absolutely everything with the Kubota, so we're going to put this in first. We're not going to put the button on because we're going to go rather quickly with this. So this handle here, we're going to put it down. Also, if you'll notice, that one always goes down faster, and I don't know why. But we did replace all the hoses on this, so they're all good. But I think they may be too good now because for some strange reason you have to be really, really careful when you lift it. Because this side right here lifts like 1,000 miles an hour, and I bet you could snap it right off if you lifted it. So you kind of have to like really ease into it, or else it'll pull it up way too fast. So I'm not sure. The Kubota's just got weird hydraulics anyway. It's like they're really heavy. Like not really sure how to describe it. Peppy's probably not the way to describe it, but so turn that on. I think it's not tilted forward yet, but I think that's just because we're not driven forward. So leave it around 17 or 18. And let's get going. Else. You guys had been asking in the last video what the building was that you guys were looking at when we were mowing. That is the other barn that I was telling you about that Brent owns. So I'm sorry I didn't clarify that, but you can see it from here. It's very old. We're not even sure how old it is. It's in very good shape for a very old barn. He actually did have a corner of it repaired last year because the corner of it was getting pretty rotten. Other than that, I mean, I wouldn't go upstairs in it where the hayloft is because the boards are probably kind of rickety, but everything else about the barn is pretty good structurally. We used to raise heifers in the bottom of it, but we don't do that anymore since we don't raise that many heifers, and we don't really keep any hay in it or anything. He just keeps some of his stuff in there. So that's what the building was, in case you guys were wondering. So this hay is just, the more I get looking at it, the more it depresses me. It's just so sad to see hay that was pretty decent. I mean, it wasn't great because it was late anyway in the year, but it's just completely ruined now. There's nothing good about it anymore. So it's definitely only going to be good for mulch hay or, you know, like I was saying, hay to feed heifers and the bull out back. But there's definitely going to be no goodness to it at all. It's not even really that green underneath. Now that I've tethered it, you guys can see it's just completely colorless. It's brown. Really, really nasty stuff. So it's really depressing when you put a lot of hard work into it and it wasn't supposed to rain, and it did anyway. It's just really depressing, but it is what it is, so we just gotta pick up and move on. Can't even say that we have to just be more careful because it wasn't supposed to rain, so nothing you could do about it. But it is very wet down over that edge right there. It is so wet, which it wasn't wet at all the other day when I mowed it. So we did get a lot of rain. I'm not even sure that I can get in that third strip even now, but we'll definitely try it. I'm gonna have to put the tractor in four-wheel drive because I almost needed it over there. So let's start working on the second strip and then cross our fingers for the third one because I honestly don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through there. looking so good on this next strip. This second one is so wet, you can kind of see it back there, that we almost got stuck, got all bound up with hay. It's a good thing this has a slip clutch on it. Otherwise, we would have ruined it this year multiple times, because it's done that in pretty much every field that we've done. So I'm not sure. I don't think we're going to be able to get in that other strip, especially since it's worse than this one, but we'll see, I guess. Got stuck up there. Not yet. I just meant the tedder got all bound up. No, the tedder got all bound up. So a little change of plans. Brent just came up and told me that they're all of a sudden forecasting severe thunderstorms for tonight with heavy rains, which they weren't forecasting only this morning. So this isn't going to dry any more than it is now, so we're going to get this afternoon. It's, I don't know what time it is right now, it's probably about 11:30 or 12 o'clock. Just had a really horrible turn of weather. It was supposed to be a decent week, and it's just turning out to be awful. Every other thing you turn around, they're saying there's severe rain headed our way, like in an instant. So I'm not really sure where it's coming from or what's going on, but we're not going to be mowing anytime soon until we're really, really absolutely positive that nothing is anywhere near coming for us as far as rain. So what we're going to do now, we're not going to tether that third piece because it's just going to be unbelievably wet. You guys can see standing water right there. I don't think I'll even be able to get through it. So we're going to wait until our nice stretch of weather, which we're supposed to have, I don't know, fingers crossed, because this was supposed to be nice and it's just changing as we speak. So the next nice weather we have, we're going to bale that up, and we're either just going to feed it right out to the cows or we're just going to sell it as mulch hay. This stuff here, we're going to bale this up this afternoon. We're not going to keep this in the metal building because it's still going to be a little bit wet, so we're just going to throw it outside and sell it to somebody that needs some mulch hay or some beef cow hay or something like that. We're not going to use this, so it's really kind of a bummer, but the air feels weird, so it probably will thunderstorm tonight. If it doesn't, I'm going to be really angry because every time they say it's going to, it doesn't, and every time they say it's not going to, it does. So this year has just been really weird for us. A lot of you guys have been saying it's been really weird for you guys too, and it's just hard to get anything done. It's hard to know when to do anything because you can't seem to win either way. But like I said, let's head back and I'll show you guys a couple things. And then we'll try to bale this tonight and just see how it goes, I guess. When we used the baler yesterday, it actually worked 100%. So with any luck, it'll work again. I feel like it will. For some reason, it just came out of it. Now, you guys can see what I mean. Like, I have to barely touch this lever. See? It's so violent. And then this one comes up so slow. Okay, so the first thing you guys will probably notice is the barn looks completely naked. Well, Brent had a couple guys come over and fix the siding on it, which if you guys remember was peeling off from a couple storms we had last winter. So they fixed that and that looks great. It does need a good washing, so ignore that. But you can see where the sign was. So Brent had them take that down, and the parts to it are just like rubbery. It's all had it. It's just plywood cut out anyway, so it's very old, probably put on when the barn was built in the 60s. So we're gonna use new plywood and we're gonna sketch around it and cut those out and make a new sign for that. So that's kind of exciting. We're gonna have a brand new nice looking sign, and the barn is looking much better. We'll pressure wash it at some point so that it doesn't look quite so dingy and looks a little more white. But yeah, that's super exciting. So there are a couple things. The barn is clean and ready for tonight's milking. You guys can hear the milk is cooling because it's very hot today. So when I do clean this pipeline, you can see what I mean. The flies poop on it and dust gets on it from the sawdust, and birds poop on it, so it does need to be cleaned. We want to do it with a pressure washer because it's much easier, but right now things are so wet and it's so humid that it would never dry out. So we're going to wait to do that, or I'm just going to have to do it with a brush and a cloth, which is the hard way, and I really just don't want to do it that way. So I'm hoping the weather's going to turn around so I can just spray it while I do the sealing when we pressure wash and do everything at once, and then it'll dry up quick. So something else that we did do today was we cleaned out these girls' pen. So they're very happy, and we did clean out the other girls down there. I'll show you guys that. See what I mean? Like right here is just, it's all soaked. Everything's sticky and tacky, and it's just awful. This weather is just terrible. Anything metal or wood, just the feel of it, it's all wet. It's just nasty. So right down here is where we piled the poop from their pen. We just do that until we can push it out and clean out the freestall, because we did clean out the freestall the other day, so we're not going to do that yet, so we'll probably push that out tomorrow. So we cleaned up these girls as well. So they've already got a little bit dirty, but much better than it was, and they've got fresh water over there as well, and we just have water right here, so we can just turn that on and fill that whenever. And also same thing for the other calves. That's pretty much what we've been up to, just cleaning, doing what we can. Let's go in and check the milkroom score. So we didn't get a bad score. We got a 91. It's not as good as our last one. We got a 95 last time, but the reasons were there's grain underneath the cornmeal bin, which they hate it when there's grain under there, which there is some under there because it's rained so much lately that anything that falls under there just turns into pudding. So we haven't really picked that up yet. And the other reason was the milkroom floor is a little bit dirty, and which it is. It's a little bit dirty. I do need to clean it, but we ran out of gas yesterday. Typically I would have cleaned it today, but we ran out of gas. So just some things that could have been avoided if I'd paid more attention, but not a bad score. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was probably a little bit on the shorter side, but we just haven't been doing much because of the weather. So I hope you guys' weather is improving, whether you've been too dry or too wet. I hope it's getting better for you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really enjoy making these videos for you guys, and I hope you enjoy watching them, and it just really means a lot to me that you guys tune in every Thursday and Sunday. I really do enjoy this, so thank you guys so much. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and comment down below and hit that notification bell so that you know when any new videos are being posted. Keep it real, keep farming, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.